I guess that's my beef this week, is you being late.
Okay.
Anybody else? Beefs?
Um, let's see. What do I have beef with this week? No, I guess I'm pretty light on the beefs this week.
Hmm?
No, I got my continuing beef with the Alcoa power grid. That's who my beef is with this week.
Okay, what happened with the Alcoa power grid?
Well, they cannot go a single storm, no matter like fucking how severe it is, without the power going out. So
Like
it's
my
getting
old
pretty
internet.
old.
And that's, are y'all underground utilities or?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know that they literally can't go a storm. Like this week, it was literally the like very first strike of thunder, and power was out
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
for
Well,
an
it's a
hour, and
valid
then they had
beef.
to turn the power off again to turn a different substation on.
Right. I don't understand why y'all have Alcoa power. That's far south of Maryville.
Weird.
Well, the Alcoa power grid, it like covers Louisville, goes all the way out to Seymour, and then like wraps around the bottom of Maryville.
Right.
Like the Maryville power grid is like downtown Maryville to like this Alnwick town on the map. It's a very small area, and we happen to be like
Did you say
I
Allen
think
Waketown?
no Alnwick, Alnwick.
I just said Allen Wicktown.
Sure. Well,
Okay.
we also happen to be like I think quite literally, if this apartment complex was a couple 100 yards to the north, it would be in Maryville's power grid. So that's like kind of the extra cucked situation.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's my beef this week.
Okay.
I don't have a beef this week, but I will admit I'm cranky today because I've been I've been pushing through all day to get my sleep right.
Can you, you and your damn sleep? This is like, it's like me and my internet. It's just like an ongoing. Well, I guess not
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, I guess I should ask, like, what's the point in fixing your sleep when you just fuck it up the next day?
Yeah, really. Like it's.
Well, I mean, for a day like today where the time I would have fallen asleep gets like ends up relatively close to the show anyways, I might as well just stay up, right? Instead of like falling asleep and then being extremely groggy or whatever.
Tell you what, I have a secondary. Am I allowed a secondary beef?
Sure.
Sure.
My secondary beef is Jade Light Xmas's in Warframe.
Is that the things that don't die without you being in like your Bucko
No,
man form?
well, that's at this point that's like everything. No, the Jade Light Xmas's are the things that they, um, man, how what would be a good way to explain it? They summon like a beam that like travels, and it is like weirdly accurate, and it's weirdly fast, and it will follow you. And if you're ever trying to like anybody that plays Warframe knows, if you're trying to do rescues, if you're trying to do captures, if you're trying to do stuff like that, anything, revive, if you have to revive somebody, if you have to do anything that requires you to stand in one place and they cast it, you're just taking a lot of damage. And because it's like a beam weapon, right? It just continually keeps fucking you up. So that's my secondary beef today, this week.
Fair.
No. Any opinions from our resident Warframe guy on said thing?
No, I mean they're gay. Those enemies are gay, but you know, there's always got to be some gay enemies in the game.
Yeah, it just feels like there's too many. Because like you said, there's the ones that have to Oh, that's what that is. There's the ones that you have to go into operator form and like blink through, which I think are slightly annoying. There's remember
That
how,
is a good question about game design. Like, I guess obviously there'll always be something relatively more annoying than another thing, but like, does there have to be something annoying in games? Like,
I don't think so.
is that
Remember
game design that we need?
there was a big discourse around Doom Eternal and that one enemy type. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the one where you had to like, oh, that reminds me of another annoying enemy in Warframe, the Sentinels. I find that rather annoying. Although if they're low enough level and your damage is high enough, you can just one cycle them and they don't shift to their invulnerability, because that's what they do. They're invulnerable. They're vulnerable to weapons for a while, but the more damage you do to them, the more they grow vulnerable or invulnerable, and until the point that they just don't take damage from anymore. So you have to switch. And
I don't think I've encountered them actually getting to the point where they're invulnerable in a long time.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to say they're old content, but they're not new content. So I feel like they just get one cycled all the time now. But back in the day, they were kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I don't think there has to be annoying enemies. Like, I think there should be challenging enemies, but things that are just like remember how annoying denial bursts used to be back in the day? The ones that you had to like go up to and like hack.
Mm-hmm.
Those sucked. Do you remember the denial bursa event when they introduced them? Maybe it wasn't the denial bursas. It was a maybe it was I can't remember. Anyway, it was something like that. And no, it was like the Jackal. They had an event where they added like Jackal-like enemies. And they were extremely annoying. So
It is having started playing Overwatch again recently, like, makes me think of Sombra. It's just like the character doesn't add. It's not fun to play against for anyone.
Right.
So like, why does this character exist?
Mexicans.
Well, from a design perspective, most of the like quote unquote annoying enemies in Warframe are just so you can't like nuke the whole map forever without any effort. You know, like usually they have mechanics you have to engage with.
Suppose so, but I mean feels like what the game has kind of become, is just nuke the map forever.
Sure, then that's why they've made enemy types that counteract that. Like, I mean, the original was like the nullifiers, right? Who you would have to like pop their bubble before you could kill them.
Mm-hmm. Which are jokes now.
Yeah, but like if you're not paying attention, they can still be a problem. And then yeah, there's Bursas and Thrax, who you have to kill their ghost or whatever after you kill them, and a bunch of others like that. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind it because they've also made the systems to like get around their shit a little bit more fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Like most Xmas units have clearer counterplay, and operator form is smoother than it used to be. So
yeah, I feel like operators are still one of the least fun aspects of Warframe. I know how much I disliked Divery. Oh my god. Yeah, that place. I disliked how much I kind of still do dislike it. I like the Undercroft stuff, where you can of course be in your a Warframe. But the other stuff is just Which I guess this just leads into a larger Warframe discussion at this point, because we are kind of in a big Warframe phase these days.
Mm-hmm.
The TennoCon in 1999, which we talked about the other day, has gotten us pretty interested. We got kind of got the fellas back together playing it a little bit. Got Tim playing it. It's nice. Don't know where Tim is actually tonight. I'm assuming church-related activities.
Hopefully.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's dead.
He was talking to the feds the other day.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick
Although
someone
maybe that might have been a state fed. That might not.
that was like a politician, actually. So, yeah, it was a state politician.
I mean, they're all fucking feds.
Yeah, true. Although, if I had to pick anyone that was going to sell us out first, I feel like it would be Tim. And not like in a bad way, right? Not in like the, malicious, but it's like, sorry, guys, I had to look out for my own hide here. I wouldn't be too angry.
He's got his car empire to run.
He's got a car empire. You know, he's got a family. Well, I mean, not a family yet, but you know, I'd get it. I wouldn't like it, and I would swear eternal revenge on him. But I get it. All right. Well, you want to do a little food chat first, I guess?
Yeah.
I kind of wanted Tim to be here before we got into the main course.
Sure. Food chat. Well, part of my excuse today, I just went and got Taco Bell. You know, it's okay. Taco Bell's fine. And what else did we do in the past week?
We did something.
I feel like
We had some Wendy's.
Well, we did Wendy's. Was Burger King also in the last week, or what was that before?
I want to say I popped for Burger King on the last stream, so I want to say it was before that.
Okay, we did Wendy's. I feel like you got something else though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Did I?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, Taco Hell is, okay as usual. It's just I can't pop for it anymore though, because I feel like the items I really used to crave from there are always, I've never done how I want them to be done. Namely the crunch wrap and the chalupa are never as good as they used to be.
What's wrong with the crunch wrap?
It's just never filled all the way.
Oh,
and
well,
it's
yeah,
never
that's-
actually crunchy, and
It's just the general inshitification, if you
Yeah.
will, of fast food.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I actually hate to report to y'all guys, but you that's not true. Actually, I've been told
What?
by top brats that
Oh,
everything's actually
Oh.
fine.
that's true. And if you think things are bad right now, you're kind of weird.
Yeah, and you don't want to be weird. That's the last thing you want to be.
Yeah, it's more of a Friday topic, but all the people suddenly using weird just feels like an NPC reprogramming. to me.
It is. It 100% is. But that's fine, because hey, weird boy summer.
Damn right.
So
Well,
things-
on the topic of food, we did bring up Wendy's. I think this is both of our top times trying their new triple berry frosty.
Mm-hmm.
It was decent. It reminded me heavily of just like a Yoplait yogurt.
Yeah.
Or like a Danimals yogurt.
I think on its own, it can't really match the chocolate frosty entirely.
no,
but
it kind of gets mogged by the chocolate frosty.
well, it's just kind of one note, and it's just like maybe, especially because I got the beer, it's just like a lot of that flavor at once. The upside is if you mix it with the chocolate, it's a nice combo. You get like a chocolate and berries kind of flavor, which I don't mind. It's interesting.
That's pretty bold.
Yeah.
Joseph saying wide boy summer. It's always a wide boy summer.
Yeah.
Wide boy,
So true.
wide boy fall, wide boy winter. Hey, that's what it is. It's wide boy winter. Fuck summer.
Mm.
Like, can we talk about that for a minute? Fuck summer. Like, I hate. Obviously, I'm talking about
Oh yeah.
the
Well,
season here, not my beloved missing dog, but
I feel like your enjoyment of a season, it is pretty heavily impacted by where you live. Like,
Yeah.
you in fucking swamp ass Mississippi or whatever. Like, the summers suck.
I am not even remotely joking when I say this, but the housing collapse cannot come soon enough. You want to know why?
That's so true.
Because my my ass is buying something in like Colorado or something, and I'm just gonna start summering in Colorado. You know what I mean? Like this shit
I mean,
sucks.
summer can get kind of hard in Colorado.
Yeah, but I mean like elevated Colorado.
Sure.
Like let me actually. I was gonna say I'm gonna get somewhere safe, but the fucking
I think
icon
summering
nowhere
in
safe.
Alaska would be cool, but
The
That
problem
might
with
be
that
pretty
is just
cool.
it's so far away, man. Like, I mean, I guess
Honestly,
like
that's summering in Alaska kind of feels like it'd be hard to bring stuff with you. Like I feel like it'd be a flying angle.
I feel like that's
Well,
a
you know-
serial killer thing to do. Summer in Alaska.
don't bring anything with you. Leave your troubles behind.
Unfortunately, Dad,
Yeah, see,
my
now-
troubles are ephemeral in a way that can't be left behind.
Leave
As
your
someone who
jumbles
grew
behind.
up in old New York, in triple parentheses,
Yeah, I was
the
about to say,
winter
is that
sucks.
what we're calling it? New York? I've heard some other words to describe it.
Well, you know,
Shit, yeah, you're right. It's
in respect.
it's 80 degrees in Aspen right now. But it still gets down to like 51 at night though. I could live with that. A high of 87, low of 53. I can live with that. But I
That
think
sounds like New York summers.
weather in Albany. Yeah, more or less the same, kind of. It's gonna be 92 tomorrow, but a low of 60. Actually, weirdly enough, it's kind of. See, I don't like it. It's not the highs that kill me, right? It's not the highs. It's
Right.
when the low is like 79. That's what really gets me. If I can get like a low of like 61, 50s or something, I feel like I'd be fine.
You'd have to go somewhere with dry weather.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
not
I think
humid.
that, again, that was maybe the selling point of Colorado specifically. Oh, I was going to look at weather in. That's not how you spell weather, Taylor. Weather in Anchorage. Yeah, it's 70 there, right? It's 4 p.m. and it's 70 there. The low is 53 tonight. Okay. Let's see. Realty in Anchorage.
Oh, starting up the bit. Let's go.
Let's see.
Mm.
What? You know what? You know what? Not. I mean, obviously, it's fucking Anchorage. Not unreasonable. Here's a 3-1, 1,100 square feet for 115 on a small but decently sized lot. Like you can
This
get.
is not being shown on stream or.
I know.
Discord.
I'm not. I don't feel
Okay.
like throwing up on stream, but I'm just looking at basic shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can get some nice sized places with decent lots for. I feel like it's below the nation average. It's still high, obviously,
Yeah.
because the housing market is fucked. Thanks, Obama. But I feel like nation average, it's pretty good. Okay, hold on. It was that, but what's the average? No, average January weather in Anchorage. Oh, high of 23. Okay, well, there
Right,
you
but this
go.
is your summer home, so you wouldn't really have to worry about it.
That's true. That's a good point. Oh, thank God.
Well,
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was dire straits. But the show is safe now that Tim's here. What's up, Tim?
nope.
Sorry I'm late.
It's all right. What you got going on tonight?
I don't have a good reason.
Oh, okay.
I just fucking lost track of time.
Okay.
Hey,
A
happens to
little
all
bit
of
of
us.
a Devin tonight. Pretty
I,
basic.
had I wouldn't say I had a Devin moment because I was awake.
Get his ass.
I mean, I was awake too. I was just getting Taco Bell, but
I already yelled at him for being late, so
yeah, noticing the lack of yelling right now. But that's,
right, because Tim's not. You know what? No, I don't want to do this on stream. We can do this later, or probably never. Actually, probably.
Yeah, I was just having a little bit of a brat moment there, running my own schedule.
Paste.
Which is no way to
Beefs.
say that. I totally
Beefs,
fucking
Tim.
forgot.
Beefs. Food. We've done beefs and food. If you want to catch up.
Well, that's pretty good sushi yesterday. That's about all.
Okay.
Did a little spicy crab and what was it? Shit, I was talking about it yesterday and I forgot.
I don't remember seeing them.
Spicy crab and spicy tuna, like combined in a roll. It was good. Did the I did the little wending today though. Did the 2 for $6 combo action.
Okay.
That's a
nice.
pretty good deal.
We said where? Wendy's.
Little Wendy's, yeah, the 2 for $6.
A little
Two for
winding
$6.
action.
Oh, is that the two big sandwiches for $6?
Yeah, I went the 10 spicy nuggies and the Dave single for $6. Not a bad deal.
Yeah, that's not bad.
We were talking in the Clown World chat earlier today about just the war on value.
There's a war on everything these days. It feels like.
I mean, it's a war out there, friends. It's a war behind this one.
Say though, speaking of war, to tie two things together here, war on beauty. Playing Warframe here lately. Not really a war on beauty in Warframe, is there, boys?
I mean, it's not quite First Descendant levels of TNA. But
Yeah, but I mean, it's robots.
What,
So,
but what is? Am I right?
I mean,
The
Imagine-
last bastion of traditional beauty and values is, South Korea.
imagine if Warframe was made by Koreans. First off, it would have way more microtransactions even than it kind of already does. Of course, the Warframe microtransactions aren't that bad.
No.
But man, imagine.
No, plus they allow the premium currency to be traded. That's the entire difference.
That's true. That is
It
a
makes
really good
the whole
point.
system just work.
It just works. All right. No beefs though.
No, I'm a little beefless today. Overall, everything's pretty good.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this, and then we'll get to the meat of the matter tonight, though. We gotta.
I
do you-
noticed.
matter?
I noticed. I think only Tony and I did food chat. I think.
I'm balls deep in the diet stuff still, so
No. Well, did you
I
do
don't.
any food?
I did,
Aside, well, I mean, he said the Wendy's thing, but I was anything else.
Good sushi.
yeah,
Did
sushi.
the sushi thing, did the Wendy's thing. Have been beefing on them 7-layer salads I showed y'all.
I saw that. Yeah.
Pretty good value for $6.
It's
Working on
kinda
that food
depressing that-
sponsorship.
Sorry to throw something out. It's kind of depressing that when you really think about it, that being $6 feels like good value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how
yeah,
far we've fallen.
Pretty good size salad though, I will say that.
no.
Like that same salad anywhere in a restaurant size wise is going to cost you at least 10 to 12.
Yeah, salad's pretty.
Yeah, but
stupidly
it
priced.
should.
It shouldn't, but it will.
My mom's a big salad guy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a big spinach salad guy. The lettuce salad has taken me a little bit to get used to.
What's the other? There's like iceberg, and then there's spinach, and then there's like the other like mix. What is that?
Uh,
There's the
romaine?
spring mix.
You got spring mix, you got romaine.
Yeah, I like spring mix and romaine.
I
Spring
think
mix.
romaine was the one that was the E. coli shit lettuce for a while, right?
Well, it's pretty much yearly. There's a recall on it, and so
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Like romaine
Um,
lettuce is just pretty much complete trash.
Spring mix sometimes has spinach in it. It's not bad.
It usually, if it's done right, it does.
Our hospital, which has pretty notoriously good food, shockingly, has their salad bar does a spring mix. Very good.
yeah.
I know this isn't really on the timeline of things, but by the way, how are we feeling about the merged server?
Great.
I feel pretty good about it.
I love it.
I don't know. I'm getting like kind of implied bitching from the peanut gallery, and they all need to shut the fuck up. But,
Are
well,
you, or
well-
is it just one person? Like, let's be real here. Is it more
Well,
than one, or is it just the
It's
one
one
person?
by extension two, right?
Well, okay, let's just name them all. I mean, Kanae had her bullshit. Oracle was kind of like moping about in the fucking like contact mods chat of the old server.
Well,
Bear made a joke I didn't like, but I like Bear, so I'm not gonna hold it against him.
Bear also sometimes just says things because he knows they're gonna piss you off.
Yeah,
So I don't hold anything against Bear.
yeah.
Bear's
Well, you know,
also
this is
kind of a
this is
ride or
an
die.
openly cranky stream. I'm owning it, so I'm just calling everybody out right now.
Well, okay,
No,
here's
those are
okay.
the
If we're being openly cranky, then let me go ahead and criticize you then on the way you did it, because that's going to be
Okay.
great for the situation. I feel like it wouldn't have made anyone. So here's the thing: when we do these things right with the lower peons, you take into account most of them are not they're either not going to say anything. They're either not going to say, most of the time they're not going to say anything, and either they'll just go with it or they'll complain, which you can just pop off and be like, well, I told you, you could have.
I said that to them.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I asked on both servers for input, and what little input I got was positive, so I
Yeah.
fucking did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
which is what you should have done. And
Right.
the next useful positive thing Oracle contributes will be his first. So
Here we go. Here we go.
Look
The
at
Tim
that.
Oracle beef rears its head again.
Hey,
Let's
listen,
go.
you fucking suck. Get out.
Fuck yeah. But I'll say so. All right. I won't go. You're doing your best. All right. Sure. Okay. Fine. But you really should have just said, "We're moving." All these
Well-
channels. Let me finish.
I mean, I did say. Let's See, what was the exact line?
Let
that I
me
said?
finish though. Let me finish, and then you can retort. Say we're moving. Close everything, and then just have the one channel that everyone can see, and it says, "Hey, we're here now." Complaints? DM me, or more appropriately, shove it up your ass. And then, God bless you, but I just don't understand sometimes why you treat people with the kid gloves, right? Like, just tell people to get fucked, dude. Just, oh, you're complaining? Get fucked. You want to not do this? Get fucked. We don't need you.
Let's see, what was the line I used about that? I'm looking for it.
If I were going to add one tiny criticism, and I don't, this will not hurt your feelings at all,
I mean, nothing really hurts my feelings, but
but I wouldn't have kept the backup server. I'd have burned it.
Well, that's kind of, well, I'm going to disagree with that.
There's a compelling interest there.
I understand why you left it. I totally get why you left it, which is the risk that Beefy poses to the rest of it.
Yeah, that was the conversation.
But that
on
was
that.
my thing, is keep it.
But you can always reform it. The problem is you always leave that room to step back and not participate in the new.
Well,
And the people who are the whiny,
and that's what I was
non-contributing pieces
saying.
of shit are going to take that opportunity.
I already removed some of the channels. My idea was I was going to gradually reduce them over time and squeeze people out, and they can.
And I think that's where my main complaint lies, is I think a lot of times when you do things, you assume that everyone isn't just fucking retarded, and they're not just cattle that need to be herded, and you don't gradually herd cattle, you do it all at once. Because if you leave stragglers, then you've got to go find them. They're gonna they got their heads stuck in the barbed wire fence. They're retarded.
Although, if we're being real, the people that are exclusively in there, like if they get stuck on the fucking fence, who the hell cares?
Sure. I mean, my whole thing is I was trying to replicate all the channels here, right? And I still need to go through and actually do that real quick. Like I haven't done all of the forum threads and stuff because, again, I was hoping people just make them the ones that they like themselves, and basically nobody did except Thorns. So,
well, and us, but yeah,
sure. Well, so I need to do that. But like, I was eventually gonna ping the people on that server to give them a fair heads up because I never actually pinged them. I just posted it in one channel. And then once it's officially pinged, then I will start more seriously clamping down. I just, right now I give people time to warm up to, that's how I approach it. And I know I could say go now, but.
But the thing is, I think at the end of the day, you would have gotten the same result, and one of them would have just been over with, instead of being a week-long thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's my problem, right? Like, it's like nobody else even talks to these people, so.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah, suppose so.
But yeah, I said something like, where was it? Yeah, I said, I don't care about anyone else's potential complaints. This is what we're doing. Trying to listen to everyone has historically just turned into everyone whining for different reasons.
Based.
So
yeah, no, that's the correct take.
Yep.
I mean, all of these people, all that they want to do is they want to keep to their little. They want to have everything set up for them, all these channels, all this network, all the support, everything, so that the 3 or 4 of them that don't want to associate with anybody else can have their own little fully set up environment for them that they put no fucking effort into. Fuck that.
yeah.
That's the only reason I'm saying I would have burned the backup, and I would have said, this is what we're doing, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out. Don't let the good Lord hit you where.
Well, I said earlier,
good Lord split you, something like that.
I said earlier that the way this is progressing, I'm a big fan of, because it's playing into how I kind of want it to go. Because the more that we can piss these people off and have a reason to ostracize them, right, the better. Because I started, here's the basis behind it, because we started with the Warframe stuff, and like I was like, I'd like to play Warframe. That's I'm like, I kind of like doing things with Bear and Alex, and that's about where it ends. And then I started thinking, it's like, and you know what? No, we're not gonna let those people win. We're not gonna let those people win. We're gonna fix this. I don't know how, I don't know when, but we're gonna fix this. So if they get butthurt and they fine, I don't care. Fuck them.
Yep. I mean, I'm not. At this point, if it's for just like being very obstinate about the situation, then I don't mind if we drop people. Like,
It's I
Or-
don't think it's even a drop thing because I kind of like shaming them in a way, you know, because it's like, oh, I don't like eat shit. You haven't been involved here in like
Well, sure, I
years
mean,
anyway. Why are you
I
complaining
definitely
now?
agree that if you want to sit at the table, you should have set up at it,
Yeah.
some time ago.
This is a, you know, our friend Steve, of course, we talk about a lot in in the Savatic Discord. And he talks about, you know, it's not a democracy. It's not a democracy here. There is a vision. It's not a cohesive vision, but the people at the top have a vision of what we want to happen, right? And if you're not in line with that, if you're just lukewarm, kill yourself.
When faced with a fork in the road, take it.
Yeah.
You can't just sit in the middle of the fucking fork
Yeah.
forever, wondering what it's like down both streets.
And that, yeah, well, and that's
do one or the other. I will respect either.
yeah.
But just standing there doing fucking nothing and bitching that neither one of those roads go where you want it to go, fuck you. Build your own road then. Go do your own thing.
Well, they can't. These people have no.
But
These
they
people
can't
have
because they have no
yeah.
marketable skills.
They're not builders.
Charisma, talent, or leadership ability.
They're stream watchers. No offense to our stream watchers, by the way.
Yeah, well, ours are special.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because this has come up a lot lately with again Steve, where we've been talking about, you know, he loves little Mexican Catboy, and I Nick Fuentes.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
and I think I can speak for all four of us more or less, I believe here, but like we like VTubers, right? But we don't get our, well, you're a special case.
I'm ambivalent.
Okay, that's fair. But we don't get our opinions from VTubers, right?
Hey, Oracle, since you're a fucking idiot, that means I don't care.
Jesus, man. It's so
by the
funny.
way, I didn't have a beef. No, I'm just,
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm just kidding. Just being a silly little guy.
But we don't get our opinions from VTubers. We don't, like, an event doesn't happen and we don't go, ooh, I wonder what Luna thinks about this. That's actually a lie. I do actually kind of want to know what Luna's take is on this, but you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to tune into the latest Twitter space. We don't have to go read someone's Twitter feed. We can see an event. First off, we can see an event and not even just react to it. Because not every event requires an immediate reaction. Sometimes you just take it in, and then afterwards you assess what happened, right? But stream watchers, you know, they're not doers. They're followers. It's like that thing I said to that dumb black girl in Steve's server at that time, right? I was like, you're just essentially like nothing. You're just meat. You don't do. Things just happen to you. Things happen around you, and you perceive things happening. But you're not the cause. You're not the mover. You're not any of those. You are just there. You're the bystander. You're the background person in the historical photo, right? You're just the guy in the crowd. And I don't respect people like that. Like, it's okay to be that sometimes, but if you're not trying to be something, and I think this goes in like the motivation thing that we've talked about a lot with people, but if you're not trying to be something, you suck. And I want you to die. But of course people say, like, not every, you know, there has to be followers. Not everyone can be. I guess I kind of agree with that. But at the same time, you don't have to be a brain dead follower. You can be a conscientious follower, like Joseph. Joseph's good. Joseph's good. He's a good guy.
There's a difference in like how early you are involved in a following of somebody that dictates like how respectable it is too. Because the earlier you are, typically the more actual interaction you have with people, and like the
Right.
more personal the connection. Whereas if somebody's like already like a mega star, just, you know, like
Yeah.
they've made their money doing what they do, streaming or whatever, like the chances of you ever like really having a meaningful interaction with them is pretty much zero. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's like that dictates a lot. Like I think and I assume this is true for a lot of people who like do creative shit or whatever, is like they probably implicitly respect their early fans, so to speak, more
Right.
because not only is it probably more personal, but those people also took more of a chance on them in a way, you know? And
Right.
it's like
You
it's
say,
I mean, it's yeah.
well, you saying that because there's a great example here. I'm looking here at the preview screen to reach out, and I see, the recommended channels, and there's everyone on here, a couple of hundred, a few dozen people, but then at the bottom there's XQC. There's 25,000 people watching him. What? I've never understood that. Like when you were watching like some giant stream and chat's just going like zoom, like why? What?
Well, yeah, I mean, and watching it, if the content's good, is one thing, I guess. But like participating in chat, like what was gonna happen there that matters, Like nothing.
Yeah, that's why I like. That's why I like VTubers, right? I find that VTubers are more like even like big VTubers. Like obviously, I'm gonna be a little partial here, but like Mint, right? She still stees her regulars, and she calls them out. She has several thousand people watching her at a certain time. Side note to this, by the way, I just want to say, Tony.
What's up?
Jira?
Yeah?
Big fan.
Big Jira guy?
Big Jira guy. I don't know what it is about her. Just kind of like her. She's not bad. She's not bad. I've caught a couple of her Overwatch streams, right?
Yeah, she's pretty based.
There's this gay guy that's always in her chat, brown nosing her.
Yeah. We don't talk about that guy.
Yeah, I always see that guy and I go, God, who's this queer? Ugh. But yeah, we're off on a whole fucking tangent there.
Listen, I think she's kind of subtly like, she's definitely like subtly based. Like she's hiding her power levels. That's what I've determined from.
I could see that. There's also something about her voice that sounds familiar, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's a pleasing familiar, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can explain it. But anyway.
Now on the topic of like XQC's chat versus like the VTuber chat, I do feel like part of that is it's like the difference from YouTube stream culture versus Twitch stream culture, where Twitch is just spam emotes and like fucking memes and shit, where I feel like YouTube at least has, since YouTube doesn't have like the built-in, like they've got the streamers emote, so they don't really have anything beyond that, so it's like not a stream. It's like everyone just fucking types KEKW whenever a joke is made.
Right. Yeah, I actually clicked on this XQC guy, and yeah, his chats. It's actually, yeah, you're right. It's actually even Kick. It's like I see it like a handful of emotes, and it's usually just Pog. That's it.
XQC himself, though, in light of everything that's happened lately, all of the beefiness surrounding Mr. Beast, like he basically, XQC came out on the right side of that. Like he came out like, yeah, this is all really fucked up, and if y'all don't start naming names soon, I will.
Isn't this guy like borderline mentally retarded though?
Yeah,
100%
based.
I believe he made his fame.
I don't think that was a negative.
I believe he made his fame playing Winston in Overwatch back when it came out and blew up from that. So
probably that's his icon. So
I mean, shit. If we're talking about, if we're getting into beefy streamers and whatnot, fucking that Moist Critical guy got exposed today.
Oh, yeah, he fucking shot himself straight in the ass.
I always hated that guy, by the way. I have always hated that guy.
Yeah, he does suck.
Look, first off, it's just the way like his physiognomy is all off. His voice is annoying, right? But then all his shit is just, here's a video of me reacting to this craziest thing, newest drama. Shut the fuck up! Shut the. You're getting a brick to the face. That's why I like
what I've seen going around. Like he has his first ever original opinion, and it's fucking this.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because the context was he was like debating that other retard Sneeko or whatever, who I don't know a lot about,
actually legitimately mentally retarded. I think.
And somehow he ended up on the side of the groomers in that debate.
Not where you want to be.
Yeah, and I think he just like had to like lean into it at that point.
Well, picking your kid's gender is just like picking what sport they're going to play. It's the same.
To my understanding, that Sneeko person is
that would have been a perfect segue.
Potentially a pedophile and should probably be killed. But because Moist Critical is like a fucking fence-sitting centrist loser.
Oh yeah.
He had take the we probably shouldn't be like fucking kids, but letting them change their gender is okay, type shit.
Jesus. 4 muted examples on my login.
Either way, it's just funny too, because like a lot of people are saying like not only is the statement in isolation kind of controversial enough to make him run off, but also like people are saying like somehow he managed to lose a debate with that retard, and it's like, oh, so
yeah, like that guy. I think I'm pretty sure that guy's like legitimately like a little bit retarded. So if you lose a debate to him, you probably I think falling on your sword was the right move.
I do think like E-Celeb debate culture is the most retarded thing
Oh
imaginable.
my bro.
It's like you. There's a certain subset, and you know who we're talking about here.
I'm gonna say it. Fucking Steve.
Yeah.
It's fucking every time Steve's like, "Oh, did you see the newest like Credenzia 488 versus Fuckboy 1993 debate?" No, I didn't fucking see that.
It's like people on the Fetty who would choose like Substack writers to be like their personal champions, and like they follow the drama. It's like that sort of shit. It's like,
and this is all the same thing that we're talking about. It's like follower reactionary bullshit. Like I don't need.
Yeah, they follow these debates like it's wrestling or something. Like,
there is a bit of kayfabe to them, so that might actually be pretty fitting.
Yeah,
but it's like I don't need anyone to tell me what to think. I can think on my own. I can form my own, and we've gotten flack over that before. It's like, oh, even our good friend Mez, right? And of course, I think this is honestly a bit more aimed at me. But every time like someone's talking about like, oh, I love, what's that one YouTuber that I just every time I see them linked, I've Seth something. It's like Seth
Zinch or whatever. Yeah.
I hate that guy. It's like games are funny. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna kill you. Like, what are you? I hate most streamers and YouTubers, and then that's when we catch heat, or more often me catches heat, and it's like, oh, you just hate anyone that's not you. It's like, okay, A, yes, B, based, C, yes. So
that's awfully weird of you.
Yeah, it is.
You're a pretty weird guy.
You're absolutely right. It's weird because it's Weird Boy Summer Boys. And do you know what happens in Weird Boy Summer?
What?
The Olympics.
Oh, I was waiting for like a couch fucking joke or something.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that was made up. I'm pretty sure that's
but you know,
news.
The kayfabe.
Would you fuck a couch?
We're declaring the opening stream as Friday stream material, right? Or the opening ceremony.
We talked about it last Friday, I think.
Yeah.
And it was.
That continues to fall out, of course, because it's totally not the Last Supper, bro.
Oh, it's not the Last Supper. It's totally not the Last Supper. No, it's totally you. You don't understand like the nuance of it, Chud. You fucking retard. Anyway. That's for Friday.
Yeah.
So it's got me thinking. Last week we were talking, and some of the boys in chat were talking. It was like, oh, Olympics aren't blah 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 blah. And I was like, no. Olympics are cool. Olympics are great. So I started thinking, let's rank them. Let's rank the best sports, right? Let's rank
good topic.
The best Olympic sports. And I'm going to have very heated opinions about this, by the way. And I will have video evidence to back up my points. So,
all right.
So we're going to start here. If y'all pull up the stream, you can probably see it. We're going to start here. Going in alphabetical order. We're doing S, A, B, C, D, F.
I already see one problem here.
What's up?
That's not football.
Yeah, that's soccer.
That's not football. So we will not be saying football. In fact, I'm going to move it down here where it belongs.
We should make a soccer tier on the tier list.
He's interacting with the ball with his foot though. So.
I'm going to kill you.
Don't care. Not football.
Yeah, shut up. Taylor said the Olympics, Summer Olympics are great, and cited the least interesting of the summer winter sport. What? Which one? Oh no, all the sports are. Oh, listen, I will not hear something. Look, we're gonna get on.
Before we get into this tier list, I have to let you all know a disclaimer that you should probably accept that cycling is about to get heavily glazed and probably put a few tiers above what it should be at.
we have no way to know that. There's no way to know.
I think based on certain inferences, we could make a guess.
There's no way to possibly know that, honestly. And honestly, you're going to be a little dumbfounded when we get to that, and you find out that I'm actually quite reasonable about where I play cycling. All right. Well, let's start off here first. Again, alphabetical order. So obviously, first off is archery. Now, obviously, I'm going to be a little biased on this because I personally love archery. I'm a big bow and arrow guy.
I mean, I'll throw it out there. I feel like archery's a pretty strong first one to open up this tier list with, and it should be S.
Let me see if I can find the clip. Although it doesn't look like I can.
I'm kind of right behind you on that. I'm going A tier for archery.
I think it has to be high.
I'm talking high A tier.
Yeah, archery is my favorite summer camp activity. So
I can't find the video, unfortunately. I said I was gonna have video evidence, but I lied. But I believe it was the gold medal match between India and Canada in men's singles, because there's a lot of different like combinations, right? There's like mixed teams, just like regular teams. Then there's like singles, and it was the men's singles. It was Canada and India, which took me a second to figure out which one was going to be which. Hello. And it was electric. The last 2 rounds, these dudes were hitting 10 after 10 after 10, and it went into shootout, and the difference between these 2 men was like millimeters. It was crazy. Yeah. High A. I personally want to put it in S, but everyone else seems to be saying A, so we're gonna go.
Tony said S.
Tony said S?
To me, it's top of A. Literally my only knock against it is it doesn't quite have it has the aura about it for people who watch it and get into it, but not the general aura.
yeah, there's not like the sort of like kinetic experience of watching them move.
Right. I can understand that.
It doesn't have the normie attraction. I guess.
I think I would. If it was based on what I would most likely want to do, I would probably put it in S. But realistically, on the watching experience, I think A is fair.
It is. It's slower paced.
It's very impressive to the eyes. It's very traditional,
and
it just lacks a little bit of that something.
Yeah, and it's one of the things you watch and you go, "Hell, I could do that," and then you watch it all like in motion. You go, "No, actually, I couldn't do that."
Yeah, you try to fire a recurve yourself, and like, "No, I fucking can't." Like,
Yeah, I mean, I shoot the bow I have is a compound, and it's still rough, like rough with a capital R. I can't. These guys are absolutely nuts, and I hate seeing, like, I've seen a lot of takes on Twitter about it, because it's gotten the sports, this and other sports like shooting, which we'll get to in a little bit, have gotten real technical, right? But it's just, that's how sports evolve. Like, are you complaining that like football helmets are more advanced now? Like, are you shut the fuck up?
Yeah,
shut the fuck up.
Actually,
Was it?
What?
We need more Antonio Browns, not less.
You said it was the individual men's archery?
Yeah, it was Canada and India, I believe.
All right. Well, I'm doing some Googling to try to find this info, and apparently the gold medal match isn't until next Sunday for archery.
Okay, it might have been an elimination then.
I will say this too about archery. Somehow, some way, women's archery impresses me a little bit more.
Yeah,
like,
here it was.
I expect hear me out on this. I expect the boys to be able to pull back that string.
Yeah,
but the shit that those women can do.
Some of the women are really good.
Yeah, like they're actual assassins.
Oh, by the way, this guy's bow went so hard, right? It's like the Indian colors. I saw. Okay, all right, Apu, calm down, dude. Yeah, no, that was an electric match, dude.
Yeah, it was the round of 32 match of Iraj Bamadevara versus Eric Lingfeng Peters.
Yeah, I got it confused with the airsoft shooting. That was between
2.4 centimeters.
Yeah,
was the difference.
So they do matches, okay, right? So
okay.
I feel like what they need to make this sport a little bit more interesting is the matches like PvP.
Sure, they fire at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they have to shoot the apple off of each other's heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, based idea.
To be fair, some of these people I would let them attempt it for money, but I'd still let them attempt it because these guys are cracked.
Well, what's the worst that could happen? Sweet release of death.
So true.
Join the kingdom in the blink of an eye.
Moving on, artistic gymnastics. I think
Autistic gymnastics.
autistic
Now, here's the
gymnastics.
thing about gymnastics. I don't really give a shit, but it is run by the SEC, so.
So this is I'm guessing because
Have
I
any
don't
of you ever been to an Olympics in person?
know. Well, I was about to say have
I
you,
have.
and I was like, yeah, the Atlanta '96.
Yeah, I actually, like, to the degree I left Centennial Park about 45 minutes before the bomb went off.
Based.
So I saw gymnastics in person, like when Carrie Strug was the American hero.
That's
It's
pretty cool.
pretty. You talk about aura now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When somebody's got a good routine working in it, the whole place just grinds to a halt.
Gymnastics,
and
as far as the
everybody
Olympics go, is essentially like the American pastime, right? Maybe some of the track and field stuff, but gymnastics it's like swimming too, kind of. But it's like in winter, everyone knows, figure skating is that's America's thing to lose essentially most of the time. Well, Russia as well, but well,
Yeah, like it comes down to with gymnastics. It comes down to the USA versus China,
China, yeah.
where they literally grow gymnasts.
So when
This is an easy S tier for me.
well.
It is exciting to watch.
I was going to say, we're judging this across the board, men's and women's, singles, teams, all of it. Pommel, because it's pommel horse, it's floor routines, everything.
I'm also going to say this: when the rare instances where somebody fucks up, it's really funny.
Did you see the one today? I forgot what country he was with, but he was doing the swingy bars thing. I forgot what it's called. Might just be called bars, actually.
The uneven bars.
Uneven bars. And they have like those metal or plastic hooks that they wear on that. Yeah. And his broke because when you do the swing, it's centrifugal force, right? So you're pulling like not, G's, but you're pulling some weight there. And there's a lot, and his broke like at the apex of it, and he slammed into the floor. He finished his routine. Yeah, no, it looked like it hurt. But I don't know if I can give this S.
I actually watched a lot of Olympic gymnastics as a kid because my mom did gymnastics in her teens before she got pregnant with me. So like she'd have it on during the Olympics.
Yeah, I think this is fuck it. All right.
To me, this is a core event of the Summer Olympics.
I'm gonna say S, and it's only because
It may not be the highest S, but it's S tier.
and because some of the girls are fine.
It's S because all the women in it are from SEC schools.
It's very true. Mostly LSU, right? Like LSU has like a huge gymnastics program, I think.
I think LSU. I think a bit of Florida.
Florida, yeah. Florida also has a big swimming program. Ledecky was from Florida, I believe. Big shocker, I guess. Artistic swim. Listen, I'm just gonna do this. Artistic swim sucks. It's boring.
I'm
It's
thinking this is a
boring.
D tier.
This is one of those. It's so boring. Like, well, first off, it may not have actually started yet, but I feel like every 4 years you never really see this. Like, this is the one that comes on at like if they have nothing else to show, right? So I don't have anything. I'm impressed by it. It requires a lot of work, a lot of practice, blah blah blah. Not interesting to watch. So
Yeah, so does professional wrestling. And which would you rather see in the Olympics?
professional wrestling. We had this conversation Friday. I think
We
professional wrestling could be an Olympic sport because it is essentially just violent artistic gymnastics.
Synchronized chopping.
Synchronized chopping, yeah. Okay, athletics, I'm assuming that's track and stuff, right? I don't see field. I don't see field on here. So is athletics just like track and field in general?
I feel like this is a
Pretty
shit
broad.
list if it doesn't.
Okay, so
separate.
athletics includes bullshit like power walking. So it is track and field.
Okay.
Is
Yeah, but
power walking a thing at the Olympics?
I don't
I have
see.
seen. I went to track and field at the Atlanta Olympics and I saw the power walk. It is the funniest shit you will ever see.
It is. Let's see, athletics.
When I
Let's see
said
the
like
whole
people
list.
falling in gymnastics was funny, that has nothing on the power walk.
Oh, okay. The modern
motherfuckers
program
are in
includes
pants.
track and field events, road running events, race walking events, So, good lord, this is a broad damn topic then. Holy shit.
Yeah, it covers a lot of ground.
Yeah. So, okay, so this is gonna be a rough one then.
Well,
Because-
this was the traditional like U.S. versus USSR.
Right. Exactly.
This is where this is in the Winter Olympics in hockey is where that manifested.
So this has the highs and the lows. You're right. So this has like dumb shit like power walking, but it also has like Usain Bolt, right? It also has javelin throwing, shot putting. Whew.
Long jump, high jump,
Oh my god, I love a high jump.
pole
Dude.
vault.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
That stuff starts next week, I think. That's
And them
Electric.
them women's pole vaulters, son.
hello. I'm gonna have to put it at B. Because as much good stuff as shit like power walking, and I don't even like marathons that much. Like marathon running, very impressive, insanely impressive, right? That as someone who's a big runner myself, like that's impressive. But
I like marathon as a component of the triathlon, which we are gonna. Oh
Yes.
my goodness, there's some funny shit to get into on that.
really,
Have you
Oh.
not seen the drama about the triathlon at this Olympics?
oh, I did.
Literal shit show.
I watched it, and it was bad across the board too. Yeah, it's on. We'll talk about it when we get there. Badminton. Okay. If we're judging these things, men's and women's, right? Women's badminton sucks. It's awful. It's just boring. Men's badminton is kind of nuts, actually. So this one might have to be a low B for me. Because if it was just women's, it would be low C. But the men pull us over. I was watching. I'm with
you. I would parallel this with table tennis.
It
I
was-
think they're like
yes,
exactly the same.
they
rank
are.
to me.
Yeah, Denmark and Ireland were playing badminton last night, and the Danish guy just absolutely put on a clinic against the Irish guy. And it was one of those things where like the Danish player was like number 2 in the world. And the other guy was like maybe like mid 30s or something. So I mean, it wasn't even honestly fair. And secondly, let's put it this way: the Irish guy's name was Wynn, and I think we all know how it was spelled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
N-G-Y.
Like Nagayan?
Yeah. Well, it's Wynn, but I looked at him and went, "You sure you're Irish, son? What part of Ireland you hail from, son?" So,
Oh, true.
electric match though. I was like, damn, okay, shit. Basketball, this one's
I
a
hate
rough one.
basketball.
I don't really like basketball at all.
I will say this: Olympic basketball is why we have had the import of so many Slavs into the NBA.
It is. That is
Like
true.
it's LeBron and like LeBron-esque type players and a bunch of Slavs.
But the women's
Remember-
basketball sucks so bad.
Yeah, it's not worth watching. But you remember, like, what was it? It was Jerry Garcia that like single-handedly sponsored the Lithuanian team.
Really?
They had the Grateful Dead tie-dye uniforms and all that.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay. All right.
And I'm pretty sure it was Lithuania.
Look it up, Jerry.
Also, you get those severe mismatches like that Japan
Yeah.
versus air quotes France game. Like actual Japanese versus French mercenaries imported from other countries. Which is
yeah,
like Friday material.
Lithuanian basketball team wearing Grateful Dead tie-dyes at the
Yeah,
92 Olympics.
They've been sponsored by Jerry Garcia and that whole like endowment that got them to the dance basically.
That's crazy.
It's a pretty cool story. But they've always worn tie-dye, I think, ever since then to honor the Grateful Dead.
I want to say this is high C for me. Because even the men's, I'm just still kind of like, eh.
Well, you remember like when the Dream Team was a thing and it
Yeah.
had that aura.
Yeah.
And then you had Dream Team 2.0 and they got beat.
Yeah.
Because the competition caught up to them and they were prima donnas.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, the Dream Team, that was, what year was that? 16?
Was it 2000?
Oh, was it that far back?
No, it couldn't have been. Let me see.
I remember the one I watched was 2016 basketball
92. It was 92.
gold medal match. The last one I watched was, I'm pretty sure it was Lithuania, actually. And it was Australia.
Yeah, 92 was
Oh, no.
Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Karl Malone. Like that's just a
Serbia.
fucking stacked team.
Yeah, Serbia, Lithuania, same thing. No, I don't really like basketball in general, so I'm gonna be a little biased right now. 3x3, we're going the same. I'm actually gonna put a little bit ahead of basketball because it's slightly more interesting because it moves faster, and it's
Right. I think I'd agree with that.
It's like it's half court. It's 3-on-3. It's a little more interesting. It has this weird feel to it. Yeah, like the basketball has like the big game feel to it, but the basketball 3-on-3 feels like an Olympic sport. If that makes sense. Like soccer and basketball to me don't feel like Olympic sports.
It's even like that with the 3-on-3 league in the States.
Is
Like
that
it's
right?
a lot more fun to watch to me than NBA.
Okay. Beach volleyball.
High ass, no discussion needed. You all know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a trend. There's a trend here in the S if y'all haven't
High
noticed.
gymnastics, but that's it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, I don't think any more needs to be said about it though. I think we could just leave it there. And
We all know.
we all
why.
know.
Let's move
We
on.
all know. Now, boxing. I'm actually gonna put boxing mid B-ish, right? Because boxing is just boxing, but it's cool. Boxing is cool, and I'm kind of sad that boxing has kind of like fallen by the wayside. Because like 50s, 60s, like boxing was huge, and even earlier, like 20s, 30s. But now it's like. But I just think that's a good Olympic sport, right? Like I said,
Can we just put Jake? Can we next Olympics? Can we just put Jake Paul in and just let him fight minorities?
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It gets A tier if they do that. But until then, I think you're right.
I'm gonna make a controversial call here. Break dancing is F. That's not an Olympic sport. That's
So
Is that
true.
real?
yeah, apparently.
I remember when they
Breaking.
were talking about doing that. Did they actually do it?
Olympic breaking. Yeah, it is a real sport.
I mean, hell, they just approved esports for the next Olympics.
yeah, but isn't that gonna be like its own separate like thing, like
I think
venue?
it was previously its own separate thing, but now I think it might be like officially part of the Olympics.
Is this the first year for breakdancing in the Olympics?
No,
Like, is it brand new?
No, I think it started in Tokyo. Because I remember
Like,
seeing
there
it
were-
3 years ago, and I went, "Huh?" Well,
But yeah, I'm F tier. F is
Yeah.
in fuck off.
all right. Canoe slalom. That is an easy. It's a low A, but that's an A for me. This is one of those things that's like it's very niche, right? But to watch it, the control these dudes have to have, because the boat like becomes an extension of their body. It is absolutely insane. Watching them like use their core strength to like move the boat in the water, which the water is like rapids, right? It's like white water.
Right.
To move the boat and get through the gates, it's just every time it is. I'm hooked every time I see it.
What I like about canoe, and I would put sprint right next to it.
I would too. Yeah.
Well, you said earlier, like you look at a lot of these things like archery, even you look at that, you're like, I could do that.
Yeah, you can't.
Canoe, you're like, there's no fucking chance.
No. The slalom especially, because like, again, decent shape, but the core strength these dudes have is in absolute. And this is one of those where it's like the men's and women's is actually pretty 1-to-1, right? The men are a little bit more impressive, obviously physically, but that was gay. But man, what is, and yeah, sprint as well. That is impressive. Now
They're not doing canoe in the Seine, are they?
no.
They set up a course for it.
Well, okay, so canoe slalom is obviously on a special course because it has to be, the rapids. But
Yeah,
I
it's almost like
believe
a luge course.
yeah, kind of actually. The sprint I believe is the same as the rowing. It's it's a natural body of water, but it's not a river. Is rowing not on this list? Wait, it's not. Fuck, where's rowing? Am I blind?
No, it's not on the list.
What the? Oh. Okay. Whatever. Moving on. All right, so here's the pushback that I'm gonna give to Mr. Prude here. That I'm gonna glaze cycling. Okay, cycling the
Kind
two.
of crazy because he wasn't the one who said that.
Oh yeah,
Well, I'm just angry against Prude today,
I think
so
I
I'm
know
gonna
what
take it
direction
out.
you're going here.
so it's a cranky stream.
It's a cranky stream. Cycling, BMX, freestyle, and racing. I'm actually gonna put these in like B. They are okay. They're cool, I guess. I'm just not like a big BMX guy. It's impressive, certainly. The racing, actually, I will say, is the coolest because I feel like it's one of the most dangerous Olympic sports. Because when you see them like go over like the rocks and shit, and you realize they're not hardly wearing like any, they're wearing like helmets. That's it. And you fall, it's like you're not falling just on the rocks, you're falling down a hill of rocks. That's can't be safe. So,
I'm going to go a whole different direction from you.
yeah.
I'm going to do all four. So I'm actually going to put these on different tiers.
Okay.
Track cycling, road cycling to me is an A.
Okay.
Track cycling is a B.
Okay.
BMX, freestyle, and racing are something below F.
Really?
They do not belong here.
Okay.
We have a thing for that. It's called the X Games. If
That's
I want
true.
to watch that shit, I watch the X Games.
I'll pull freestyle down a little bit, which reminds me. Yeah, skateboarding's on here, but rowing's okay. Whatever.
But the road race is Olympic to me.
Right.
The cycling road race.
Right. So we're gonna do
Maybe give BMX racing a D tier.
cycling track.
But to me, cycling track, I would put it in a B.
Cycling track for me is, yeah, it's gonna be high B, just behind athletics. It's fun, velodrome stuff is fun, but it's like speed skating in winter. It's just, it's cool, but
BMX racing, I'll be generous and put BMX racing in D tier, but BMX freestyle, put it in X tier because that's where it belongs. It belongs at the X Games, not the Olympics.
I like the racing. Anyway,
It's cool to watch, but I'm not watching the Olympics to watch.
Who did say that earlier? Tony, that I was gonna glaze it?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I made you.
Here comes the glazing.
I made you eat your words, didn't I?
No, because I knew what you were gonna glaze is fucking road cycling. I know what's happening.
No, what's happening here? Nothing is happening here.
Yeah, here comes the row above S, where he's gonna put fucking road cycling. Because he's fucking gonna wake up at 4 a.m. to watch this shit.
Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong, though.
This is a bit.
Tell me I'm wrong, though. Tell me I'm wrong, though. Tell me I'm wrong, though.
No, dude. Tay likes cycling more than he likes football.
Okay, that's wrong. That's definitely wrong.
I don't see you waking up at 4 a.m. to watch football.
Because I don't
I
have to,
can't-
because it's in America.
I mean,
Just saying.
could you blame him for choosing cycling given his team?
Huh?
Huh?
It's a joke about his team sucking.
My team doesn't suck, though. We have 15 national championships.
It doesn't sound like a lot to me.
It's
Yeah,
more
but I
than-
mean, when was your last national championship?
well,
There's like 4,000 football games a year, and they've only won 15.
when was your last national championship? Were you even
Listen,
alive?
I didn't say my team didn't suck though.
Were you? No, 01. You would have been very young. You would have been very young, though. Anyways, I think we can all agree on where this list is right now, so we can just move on. Diving.
I think that's
Now, I have a very hot take on diving. Let me hear everyone else's, and then I'll give mine.
I am low S tier on diving.
diving.
You and me are at the same place then, Tim. Diving is electric, especially like synchronized diving. That shit pops. And you want to go back to talking about China. Those dudes are nuts. Like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're like part bird and they have like the magnetic like part of their brain where they can like communicate with each other or whatever. But those dudes are just boom, boom, right? Every single time.
Well, it's China, so they're probably doing it with a threat of death if they fuck up.
Yeah.
So good.
Shout
I will
out.
say this.
Go ahead.
The thing about diving is it has the ability, if somebody goes way off the scales one way or the other,
Yeah.
to steal the Olympics.
Yes.
Case in point of it going negative, Greg Louganis.
Oh.
God, remember that video of him busting his head on that diving board?
Yeah. They played that in like the highlights pack. Well, highlights
Ooh,
package.
You talk about iconic fail.
There was they were doing like like a world championship or a nationals recently as well, and there was a good one where old boy just, I guess he thought I guess he thought he might have been higher because, you know, they dive at different meters. I think he might have thought he was doing like the high dive, and he was like partway through his rotation when he hit the water, and I'm talking splat, full belly flop. It,
Oh.
you don't see that. You never really see that at the Olympics, but yeah, Greg Louganis. That's probably one of the rougher scenes ever at the Olympics. So
Rest in peace, Greg Louganis.
I mean, didn't he have AIDS?
With a name like Louganis, you'd think so.
Hello.
Hello.
Equestrian. I like equestrian. It's fun, but it doesn't feel like an Olympic sport. I mean, it feels niche enough to be an Olympic sport, but it's like,
I feel like my take on it is when you're involving a completely different, like equestrian's on horses, right?
Right,
Hence
yeah.
equestrian.
yeah,
When you're involving a completely different living creature that isn't
Yeah.
humans in the event, I feel like that takes away from it.
that is why. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Right, that is wild because everything else in here requires like a tool, a boat, a bike, you know,
Right,
weights,
it's all human
surfboard. Yeah, it's all. Yeah. Having an event that's a creature, that is weird because there's no the winter doesn't have anything like that. There's no other summer stuff. Yeah.
So
It is-
the United States dressage team has been eliminated from the Olympics because of a cut on the horse's leg.
Huh? You
I-
you get
know
eliminated
how
if
to-
your
The
horse
doesn't
gets in
meet
it?
the marks.
They got basically the U.S. team got DQ'd because the horse was bleeding.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's why I don't like equestrian.
However, PETA hates equestrian events, so
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Okay. So
Well, sure, I'm for equestrian events in general. I just don't think it belongs to the Olympics.
But I will say this: is there anything that you can imagine watching on television right now more boring than dressage?
Well,
No.
my stepmom's a massive dressage.
okay,
fan.
well there you go. That's why it's in C then. We saw
But
hockey on
to
here.
me, it's the bottom of C thinking about D tier.
Okay, I'll put it
It's one of
below
those things that
basketball.
It's stood the test of time. It's been in the Olympics for a long time, but
So I'm gonna put it
God
below.
almighty, it is boring.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna put because it is. It's essentially like artistic swimming. It's just some snooty bullshit that someone invented, like some Swiss guy invented. Because he's like, yes, I want to compete in the Olympics, but I'm not very athletic. But I have a horse.
It's like watching the Westminster Kennel Show or
Yeah.
whatever with the
Yeah.
dogs. I mean, you're just like,
But slightly
not accurate.
fancier. Slightly fancier.
yeah.
Okay, now I have a very controversial opinion about fencing. Are y'all ready?
Is that right? Yep.
Straight to S. This shit is electric.
To
This
me,
sh-
I'm S tier behind volleyball. I agree.
Fencing is there. So far, there is no other sport I've seen that has like because it's so fast paced. It happens so quickly, and it's a little violent. Obviously, it's swords, but the
That dude
passion.
did that sick jump move to win.
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't win gold though. I don't think he just won that match. I never saw that guy again. The gold match was Italy and France, I believe, and France won in quite controversial fashion. If I believe,
They
if I
cheated.
remember. Probably.
Deal with
But
the devil.
The Italians were very. How is that controversial? Everything I say is controversial because I'm Taylor.
I got a blazing hot take coming for you soon.
Oh no, I think I see it, and I think I do as well, but it's going to be in the opposite direction. Yeah, no fencing, and I'll say this: this is another thing. Like, what was it? Like the slalom, where even the women's is still really impressive. Like fencing is cool. Fencing is it's very fancy. It's erudite. It's just cool. So
It's incredibly technical.
yeah, it is. Oh shit! And I probably can't find the clip, but I believe it was in the gold medal match. But the one where the Italian guy they were doing the thing. I don't know what the things are called, but they ching ching, and then the Frenchman lunged, and the Italian leaned his body back and reached the sword behind his head and poked the guy. I was like, holy shit, can you do
The
that?
thing about fencing that makes it sick is it's the only PvP event that uses weapons at the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah.
there's 3 different kinds. Like when we all think of fencing, what we think of is the foil typically.
Right.
Saber is so fucking based.
I don't think I've seen saber fencing. I think
It's
I've
so
only
good.
seen foil.
Saber fencing is the most badass looking thing. Like the foil is cool. The epee is cool. The
Yeah.
saber is fucking wicked.
All right, we don't call it the epee, we call it the EP.
Yeah. The great EP.
Because I'm
Oh, wait.
feeling a bit EP tonight.
I'm
Okay, yeah, the e-girl is cool. Whatever the fuck it's called. But yeah, if you get the chance to watch Saber, watch it. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
I've got a saber up on stream right now. This is
I love the
Chop heads
flag
with sabers
match.
for a living. That's like what they do.
they have such passion.
Fired up, he beat Dershowitz. What did I mean by this? I'll never know.
All right, moving on.
Interesting.
Golf. All right, let's start with Tim's controversial take, and then we'll go to everyone else's non-controversial
F.
take.
Doesn't belong.
Oh no, I actually totally agree. Okay.
And it was borderline C tier before they started letting the pros in. I don't need to see PGA players in this.
Just gonna come down from fencing training at the White House. Yeah, but we're not using like any of that stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna stab each other.
Here's my hot take on the Olympics. They need more sword-based PvP events. Like, where's the
Okay.
great sword battle?
I think it'd be cool if they did like the traditional like martial arts or the European martial arts bullshit that people do, where it's like
The full armor MMA battles?
I forgot the actual term for it, but there's a term for it. For like they're basically LARPers who like use actual combat techniques, but that'd be fun to watch.
I thought I was going to get more pushback on this, but yeah, fuck golf in the Olympics.
No, golf
I
is
don't.
golf sucks, dude.
This might be controversial, but golf's a fucking boring sport in general. I only care about it if it's mini golf.
Dude, if they had Olympic putt-putt, I'd watch the shit out of
Oh
that.
my god, I'd compete in it.
Imagine the courses that they could design if given the budget.
Dude, I'd be the Rory McIlroy of putt putt. Get out of
Yeah?
here, dude.
Yeah, 'cause you'd have to put it through like actual windmills in Versailles.
Yeah.
Joseph
Oh my god.
said HEMA, that's what it's called. Yeah.
HEMA.
But yeah, fuck Olympic golf. It was okay when it was amateurs. It's shit now that it's just a glorified PGA tour now. Like
Yeah.
fuck off. Go to a different channel.
All right. I have something controversial here. Handball,
You were popping for handball earlier.
low A. Let me see if I can find that. It was Norway and Hungary. And the last little bit of this was so crazy. I watched it. I was laying in bed watching this. It was because it's
What is handball?
is this gonna
Is
load?
it just like dodgeball essentially? Like
Not
It's closer to field hockey.
it is. It's field hockey with your hands.
I would go A tier behind archery. I'm a handball mark. I enjoy watching it.
Oh my god, I can't fucking pull it up anywhere. Yeah, it is. It's very good. It's electric because it feels like one of those where it's not. It's a little bit more violent than field hockey because there's a lot more grabbing, and
you might call it a bit football coded.
it's a little wilder, and it's faster paced than soccer because it's just like a
I
court.
saw something pretty funny.
What?
Go back to the site you were on before. You see the banner up top. Surfing
I
has
said
been
surfing
called
is
off.
canceled, but isn't surfing in like a completely different country? So it's not to the river.
What's it been called off for then?
Surfing called maybe bad
Imagine
weather.
riding a wave of shit.
No, it's in there. No, dude, the surfing's in Tahiti, man.
Yeah, the
It's
surfing's not in the Paris River.
Oh, so it's just literally because of chop, unfavorable
Yeah.
conditions.
Yeah, if you watch the first day of it or whatever the other day, there was that iconic photo of that guy like hovering in the air. It was rough then. So it's not shocking. No, yeah, when they were talking about it, it's like, oh, here's the surfing team down in Tahiti, and went, is that the other side of the planet? It is, yes, but because it's a French protectorate or
Which,
whatever.
again, leads me to it doesn't belong to the Olympics.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there eventually.
All right. Well, speaking of handball, field hockey, that's a D for me, dude. Like, I just don't give a shit. That's cool, I guess, but
I guess this is an ice hockey because it's summer, huh?
yeah. When I first saw it, I went, "Hi, oh, field hockey." Yeah.
I like hockey ahead of badminton, behind boxing in B tier.
Really?
It's
Okay.
it's because field hockey's got the good pace of play. It's fun to watch.
Okay, well, I
Ice
guess
hockey is slower to me than field hockey.
see, but I like ice hockey more because it's a more
Well, we understand it. We're more coded for that because we
Suppose
actually
so.
understand the sport. Field hockey's a little more foreign to us.
suppose so. That's a good point, actually.
I
remember
watched a
playing- I
game of
remember
field
playing
hockey
field
or
hockey.
two in high school.
I remember playing field hockey in PE,
Yeah.
and it was pretty intense, especially if you were the goalie, because holy shit, that stuff was coming at you, hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the only thing coming at you. Hot and
Jude-
heavy in field
Jude-
hockey.
Well,
Hello. Judo, I'm gonna say that's next to boxing, right? It's a physical sport. It's a PvP. It's very fun. It's I'm actually gonna put it behind boxing, right? Because boxing is more to just beat the shit out of your opponent. Judo is like more technical, so it's a little harder to watch, right? Because you don't get those like big moments like you do in boxing or certainly fencing. But judo, when you see like the number one guy in the world, like there was a great match I watched. It was in the field of 64 when they were doing eliminations. The number one guy in the world, or number two, I can't remember which, who's Belgian, Chad Thundercock looking guy. Not super duper tall, but I don't think you need to be tall to do judo. In fact, I think it helps not to be tall. Number one in the world, dude from like the refugee team, right? Doesn't even have a country. Like Afghanistan guy. And I laugh when they said Afghanistan. It's like he walked through 13 countries to get to Germany. I was like, couldn't he have stopped in another one of those countries? I don't know. You know, hey, who knows?
so who's he representing now? France?
No, he's literally on there's like a refugee team for people who like don't have countries anymore or like got thrown out of theirs or whatever, but don't have like citizenship in the country they're now in. And I want to say,
so French soccer team. Got it.
hello. I want to say the refugee team is actually like fairly. It's been around for a while. No,
2015.
16 actually. Fun fact: never won a medal. I do want to give a shout out to North Korea though. North Korea actually shockingly has like a respectable medal count. Like I think they have more than India, which is crazy to me.
You'd think they'd be pretty good at shooting.
I know you're doing a bit, but they actually are.
No, like I was serious. Just like
Well, South Korea is really good.
the only people in North Korea that are allowed to hold a gun know how to fucking, pinpoint shoot somebody, usually between the eyes.
So true. They're also really good at weightlifting too, which is, I guess, not shocking. They probably just get the guys out of labor camps.
They give all the protein available in the country to the weightlifters and the Kim.
Hell. Olympic boxing is all technical and points based. Judo is a bunch of picking people up and slamming them. Okay, that's actually a very good point.
I would flip what you did. I would put judo ahead of boxing.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm gonna agree with that actually.
It interests me more.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah, it's more fun to watch. I agree.
Marathon swimming. That's pretty cool. But that's like
in shit water tier.
that's like marathon running for me, so that's gonna be that's like that's
I feel like
low.
marathon
That's
swimming
C-ish.
is more impressive to me than marathon running.
I don't
It's
think
impressive.
it's not.
It's impressive, but it's boring. It's a middle C for me.
Right. It's boring, but
Yeah.
it does have the threat of like you could technically die.
But has
Right.
anyone ever?
No. And the thing is, at least in marathon swimming, you're water cooled. You know? Marathon running, you're in the humidity and the elements. So good luck. Marathon swimming, if you shit yourself in the middle of it, nobody will ever know. So
What if they have the shit cam ready?
that's the thing. Modern pentathlon. Now
Pentathlon.
pentathlon, sorry. Pull the
Fucking
Devin there.
hillbilly.
Yeah, well, hey, roll tide. This one's so complicated. I don't even know what to do with this one. There's just so much going on.
Weird. This has fencing, running, swimming, equestrian, and shooting.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is like your this is one of your jack of all trades events.
Yeah, you have to. Only a few people compete in this, and it's just I'm gonna bottom. This is purely middle of the pack because this has
Well,
some of the good
Say
stuff.
straight out, you would think that it's a lot less boring than it is. It's boring. because you don't have that highly specialized talent. Like these
That's
people
true.
are bad motherfuckers.
That's
like,
true.
Don't get me wrong. I am not insulting the competitors. But like the fencing in this, for example, isn't as good as what you'll see in just specialized fencing. The swimming isn't as good as what you'll see in specialized swimming. The running, same thing. Like you get the picture.
Right.
They're all really, really good at the stuff that they do, but they're not like as elite as the specialized athletes. So it's not as interesting to watch.
Right. Okay.
But you're still impressed as hell by the people doing it.
Yeah. That's a good point. Sailing. Oh man, I almost want to put like sailing next to equestrian because while it's cool and everything, it's not interesting to watch.
Not a sport. F tier.
Well, we're gonna cut the difference and put it next to equestrian. Shooting. Okay, so shooting includes rifles and pistols. I want to put this pretty high.
Automatically down a tier because they don't use real guns.
Sure, but the thing is, you can't really use real guns in this because there has to be like a longevity thing to it, right? And if you had to keep shooting a real gun with a real recoil over and over again, it would suck. That's why they use air rifles, because they're much easier to handle. And when
Yeah, well, guess what? They're Olympic athletes. They should be able to handle the recoil.
Yeah, maybe.
Shooting real people, a bunch of pussies.
Yeah. I'm still going to put this...
They also have their gay optics.
No, that's cool. That cyberpunk bullshit. But the crazy thing is, I love that because you don't even need it. Like the Turkish guy who won silver, he just straight up had just his glasses on. He didn't even close one of his eyes. He just aimed and shot. Now, to be fair, he did lose the gold for his team. And maybe if he had the optics, he would have, I'm going to say, I do have to agree, though. I'm going to have to pull it down. We're going to put this like, it's above judo. But it's not like archery is just like, it feels like pure skill to me because you have to be in pretty decent shape for the draw. Shooting, you don't. And that was very evident in the gold medal mixed team match the other night, where the Serbian team was like a 50-year-old like balding dude and a literal 350-pound woman. Like I'm not Serbian mixed.
You're gonna
No,
hate
they
it.
like it.
I would go top of B tier with shooting. I'd put it ahead of athletics.
Yeah, like look at this bitch. This bitch is huge. What's her name? Doesn't
Oh,
say.
the rugby chick?
No. I'm talking about the girl,
the Serbian shooter chick.
the Serbian. Yeah, she's 37. She's legitimately 300 pounds.
She's an absolute fucking unit.
She is an absolute unit. And I'll say this: at the end of the
Is that Brock Lesnar's kid?
oh Jesus, they were so hyped for this because Serbia hasn't won shooting in like 20 years or something. This bitch literally tackled this guy to the ground when they were celebrating. It was absolutely nuts. Watching it though is weird. Watching the air shooting in the rifles too, like they have this demeanor that is like so weird. I guess because they're just like constantly in the zone, but it's like watching it almost look like parody, right? Because of all the venues, this was in like it was like in a conference room or something. It was weird, but it is interesting to watch. The rifles is much better than pistols, I think. That one South Korean chick was kind of cute because she was the one with all the cyberpunk shit on her. So yeah, we'll do mid B for that. Soccer, shit. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's F. I don't give a shit about soccer.
I'm gonna rank this higher than I personally think it is.
Really.
To me, like me personally watching, it's D tier.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's already an Olympics for soccer. It's called the World Cup, and it's also held every 4 years. So okay, I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be controversial. Skateboarding, low A. I love skateboarding.
X Games tier.
I know. I get it. But skateboarding is just cool.
Here's like I get the X Games tier thing, but also like it's kind of the summer version of snowboarding.
Yes.
Snowboarding is sick.
Yes, snowboarding is awesome. Also a little biased here. The Japanese are really good at skateboarding, and I like Japan. So that is my defense for that. Sport climbing, I'm gonna put this like it's D, but it's like the top of D, tickling C, because it's cool, it's technical, but it's one of those things that you can just like go to the mall and do, right? I just
It's one
don't.
of the it's one of the more impressive things that I don't care to watch.
Yeah, it's cool. And if Simon was here, he would be, Newberg, it's very cool. It is cool, yes, but not.
I mean, here,
Yeah.
Jesus, glaze more.
What?
I don't know.
No, I was shitting on Simon. Anyway,
Fucking beaker.
surfing. I'm gonna put that next to sport climbing. Essentially, like it's cool. It's very technical, but again, it's like, how do you even judge it? You just ride the waves. Cool. Is it style points? I don't know.
I don't even understand how they judge like fucking gymnastics, man. Like I would not want to do one of those.
I do understand gymnastics actually, because it's easier to tell when like you fuck up, but it is one of those things like the judges for it, like you ever look at the judges and they're all like people in like their 60s or something. This I would say as far as judging goes, judging gymnastics has to be one of the most minutiae, figure skating as well, one of the most minutiae things, and the people who do it are probably some of the more like attentive, talented, discerning people.
Just hyper autistic.
Yeah, exactly. Because they'll say it's like, "Oh, your heel slipped off the beam. I have to take off 0.03 for that." Like, shit. All right, okay, whatever.
Well, listen, the judges for gymnastics are great as long as they're putting the U.S. in first place.
So true. Many such cases.
If they don't, they're paid actors.
Swimming, I'm gonna put swimming up. It's top of A, right?
Yeah, swimming's a pretty iconic.
Bordering into S, because
I would go swimming over diving. I exactly agree with where you go.
Swimming can be swimming pops off when you get into like, especially like the long ones, like the 200-meter or something. When you come into that last lap and these dudes are just going full, it is. Oh baby, and I think
the people make the event too. Like you've got
exactly
your heroes in swimming. You got Michael Phelps, Katie Ledecky.
Phelps at like his peak was probably one of the modern superheroes of the Summer Olympics. Like that's a Mount Rushmore face right there. Like him, Usain Bolt, Simone Biles. As much as I don't like her as a person, but like that is like the names, right? He was in his prime. He was the best. Ledecky as well on the women's side. Absolutely insane. Must see TV.
I think Ledecky gold today, right? She's a fucking monster.
And yeah, Ledecky's not
1500 as the only person on the screen. She was so far ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 27, which for a swimmer is, because the Olympics is very much a young man's game, right? Like a lot of these people competing are still like in their teens. Like this is, you have to be in your absolute prime.
Basketball is the notable exception because you got, bordering 40-year-old LeBron.
Sure,
who by the way is balling. Like credit to LeBron. He's actually
he's still doing good. What the fuck? Y'all look at the chat.
Holy shit.
What the? That's a blast from the past.
Holy shit.
Where the fuck did this dude come from?
You said Rip Austin on Friday.
Jesus, boy. Man, remember that bit? That popped, man. That went hard. That swimming is better than let's actually read what he said. Swimming is better than cycling. Okay, well, you're wrong, but that's fine.
Yeah, you probably missed the disclaimer at the start of this that Tay was going to heavily glaze road cycling.
Listen, road cycling is just because it's the perfect sport, right? First off, the athletics. You have the level of athleticism in cycling.
I don't know, wasn't it cheated by like a one-ball bitch for a while?
Okay, to be fair, they were all cheating. He was just the one that got caught. And the reason he got caught was because they didn't want an American winning. That's because it's a European sport. Cycling is a European sport. And they hated that an American was winning, so they threw him under the bus and then gave up, a stern finger wagging to the rest of them and said, "You cut this out now. Look at him. Look at the example we made of him." They could have made the example of any of them, but they chose him because they didn't want an American winning. Anyway, the level of athleticism, the stamina, right? The planning, right? It's nuts. It's absolutely. I have nothing but respect for Olympic cyclists or professional cyclists in general, right? Because a lot of these guys, you know, a lot of these people, they do their little meets and they'll do like a couple a year, right? They'll do like a world championship, they'll do like maybe a national, and they'll do some other littler meets. The dudes that are doing cycling, first off, there's the Grand Tours. It starts off in May with the Giro d'Italia. Then it's, of course, in July, the Tour de France. And then at the end of August, it's the Vuelta de España. That's 3 Grand Tours, each with like 20 rounds. Not rounds, track, whatever they call it. I forgot what it's called. 20 apiece. Each of these is several multitudes of kilometers. One day after the other. Listen, I don't have to sell it. Cycling is the ultimate sport. It just is what it is. Sorry. You know, don't get angry at me. Anyway.
Well, I'd like to see a fucking cyclist tackle Derrick Henry in an open field.
Okay, well, fair. Different sport. But I would like to see Derrick Henry complete, you know, the Tour de France.
This isn't interesting.
Shut the fuck up, Tim. No one can hear that.
Cook his ass.
Shut the fuck
Cook
up.
his ass.
Shut the fuck up. I've had to listen. Listen, I've had to listen to you queermos brag about your shit, right? You're gonna listen to a little bit of old Tay's shit for a second, and let's move on. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No one can hear that. Table tennis. Now, where do I have badminton? Where is badminton? Where did I put
End of B.
End of B. Okay. Table tennis is right there next to it because it's essentially the same sport, just on a much smaller scale. But it's the same thing. Anyways, is Devin around? I don't know. Are you actually here, Devin?
I'm barely awake, but
Jesus.
Spray
Okay.
bombs here.
You got to fix your sleep schedule. All right. Well, Austin's looking for you. Anyway, fuck table tennis. Sorry. Table tennis is like badminton, but it's the same thing with men's versus women's. The men's is electric to watch, while the women's is just kind of like, This is also another one that the Chinese absolutely dominate, and it's like esports. Like you see like an American esports team, but it's like all South Korean dudes. You see the American table tennis team, it's all Chinese people.
Is it Chinese or Japanese?
Chinese.
I'm sure the Japanese are probably pretty good at this too, though.
They're not bad, but literally the Chinese, the American,
Like
whatever.
the Chinese and the fake Chinese, aka the American team.
Yes, exactly. The woman I saw the other day doing table, her name was literally Zhang, and they were talking about how she became a citizen was that badminton? It might have been badminton, actually. But I'm pretty sure the American woman for table tennis was also Chinese and literally became a citizen in 2020 to compete in Tokyo. So, whatever. I have seen some discourse going around. It's like as the world gets more globo homo, the Olympics are less interesting to watch because they're not actually like America. You know, well, okay. To be fair, I feel like the American team is different because obviously, you know, a lot of immigration in this country, and you'll see like someone who looks foreign, right, competing, and then you'll find out they've been here, their family has been here for like, you know, 100 years. Okay, fine, sure, whatever. But then you see
I think a good example of that is like the good example of that is that one like Irish dude that's like just full in Korean or whatever.
Win, yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. Yeah, the Irish badminton guy. Badminton guy. Yeah, that's what I was talking about a minute ago. Just straight up Korean. Fucking okay. I will say, this one was a little dark. I was watching. Was it soccer or was it rugby? Rugby's not on this list either, but it should be because it's electric. But it was the French rugby team, and they were playing Guyana, which used to be a protectorate of France, might still be. I don't remember. Anyway, and there was a bunch of Guyanese people in the stands, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. All these Guyanese people were able to make the trip from Guyana to France to watch. And I went, oh, I don't I don't think they made a very far trip, actually.
I mean, isn't it literally French Guiana?
No, I mean, I think they were literally just living in France.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, man, that's crazy. How do they have so many Guianan people there? And I went, oh, they probably live in Paris. Probably should be rooting for France then, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think? Anyway, that's a Friday.
Motherfucker.
That's a Friday conversation. Taekwondo, I'm just going to put that right next to judo because it's also really cool. It's like, it's a little more PvP. I haven't seen it yet. I don't think they've started it yet. But it is fun. It's good. Tennis, I feel like we got to put tennis in F. I'm sorry. Y'all also have an Olympics. It's called the Open?
Wimbledon and shit like that.
It's called, yeah, it's not. Stop putting these.
I don't like tennis.
Trampoline, that's not real. Shut the fuck up. Trampoline's not real. That's not a real thing. Oh, triathlon. Okay. I'm going to put triathlon pretty much like right next to marathon because
triathlon's not happening this year.
No, it happened. They had it the other day. They did have to push it back for a while because the Seine, the big river in Paris was literally full of shit. And not even counting the full of shit thing. The start of the women's triathlon was a mess because everyone just like went at different times for some reason, because half of the people thought they heard the starting bell or gun or whatever, and the rest didn't, and they like paused. So no one really knew what they were doing. They didn't restart it, so they just let it go. It had been raining all day, so when they got out of the water and onto their bikes, they kept crashing because the roads were so slick. And then I think they got to the running, and then it was just, at that point, like they were just all so gassed and beat up that it was kind of a mess. And when they ended, I didn't get to see the ending of it because Peacock fucked up right at the end. Thanks, Peacock. I hate Peacock so much. Total Peacock death. So the triathlon was a mess, top to bottom, both in Paris and here in Mississippi for me. Volleyball, I feel like, here's the thing. Beach volleyball is an S.
Beach volleyball. Like, why do we need regular?
No, here's the thing. Beach volleyball is an S for a reason. We all know why it is.
Yeah,
but
we're not talking about it.
But you take that out of it, and it's
D tier, low D.
Really? Yeah, that's actually.
I do not need to watch like indoor.
Yeah.
And I did scorekeeping in college for indoor like gym volleyball. Even trying to keep the score for it, it wasn't interesting.
Why? Were you dating someone on the team? What the hell?
I was getting paid.
Oh, based. Water polo, God, water polo's like, it's D. It's just.
It's all tradition, no intrigue.
Yeah. Weightlifting is a hard one for me because it's very impressive to watch, but I don't get how it's judged. But it's very. I'm gonna put it.
Weightlifting's a high A for me.
I'm gonna put it mid B. I think that's a good place for it. Because I don't.
You get to watch beefy boys lift heavy shit. It's pretty cool.
You don't get much more Olympian than
that's true.
Heavy shit.
That's true. That's true. That is one of the originals, weightlifting, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's core. It's high B for me.
Yeah.
Low
A, high B. Yeah, for someone there. Wrestling, we're just gonna put that in there with all the other like touch sports.
It's all tradition. No promos, so it's a little weak.
Yeah. So rowing wasn't on here. Rowing would be probably right next to canoe sprint for me because it's fun to watch. It's not really a big pop-off sport, but knowing if you ever watch like them, they get the tight camera angle on and they row and then they bring it back. And then when you see that the oar hit the water and you can just see the back muscles just like go into formation and just see that they're just ripped. It is so cool. You're like, damn, holy shit.
You like seeing them big beefy men row?
No, I'm talking the women too. The women are like that as well. It is absolutely nuts.
I did a girl for a minute who was a it's said coxswain, but it's spelled coxswain.
Right.
Basically the one who's the shot caller.
Right.
It's incredibly intricate as far as like
it's intricate, the coordination, and then like I said, the fitness. all upper body, but what hell of upper bodies.
That
And-
said, kind of boring.
Yeah. Where did I put it? Oh, I was gonna I guess yeah. With that in mind, I'd put it around triathlon and marathon swimming and say
I was thinking just ahead of pentathlon.
yeah, that's fair. And then rugby, I would put rugby. Would have handball.
Rugby's got some intrigue this year because of the American chick. That chick is a fucking beast.
Rugby is fun. Because rugby is another. Yeah, obviously, modern American football evolved from rugby, right? So you see a lot of it. You see a lot of the DNA there, and it's one of those that it's kind of got the pacing of soccer, but also it has the big pop-offs of modern American football. Because when they do the shit where because they throw each other, they literally just like throw each other. They can pick each other up and like throw each other. And when you see the dude like run the field with it's electric. It's middle A.
Yeah, it's an A tier for me.
It
From
is
a rules
crazy.
perspective, I have no idea what I'm watching, but I don't care.
I vaguely understand because again, it's proto gridiron football. So yeah, somewhere around handball. Thank you to fucking whoever made this list for literally leaving off several core sports. However you say it, Jao Jesus. Fuck you, retard. Anyway, so that's our Olympic tier list.
You picked a preset tier list by a fucking Brazilian. That's your fault.
That's on me. That's on me. Yep. But I looked at the other ones and I think they weren't as good. So
Well, we're on the topic of sports. Texans Bears tomorrow night. No starters playing. Who we got?
I don't care.
Oh, okay.
I don't give a shit. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Here's the problem. So I found all the other lists didn't have the names for the sports, and I didn't want to have to look them up and
That's
have to
fucking
figure out what
stupid too.
Yeah, but they have more. Baseball is an Olympic sport.
It used to be.
Oh, wasn't there some talk to have like 7-on-7 football be an Olympic sport? Where did that go?
I think it got tabled.
Here's the
Kinda-
thing about that. Like, I don't really want American football, proper football, to be an Olympic sport, just because
It would
like,
be unfair.
Yeah, we're definitely the best in the nation, but like all our fucking players these days are divas, and they're gonna play for millions of dollars. with
I
the
agree,
rest
but
of the-
it could still be fun because you could get a bunch of college kids to do it, and I still think it'd be
Yeah,
really
these
good.
fucking college kids are the same damn way now. They won't even play in bowl games.
That's true. That's
They're
a
not
good
going to
point.
risk NIL money to go play in the Olympics. They don't give a shit.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. So it was consistent a sport until like 2008, and then they brought it back for 20 because of obviously Japan is huge into baseball, and then they're gonna bring it back in 28 for LA. Dude, the LA Olympics is gonna be such a shit show, dude. It is going to be so bad.
Oh yeah,
It is
that's
going to
gonna be-
suck so bad.
Didn't we have water quality issues in Rio as well?
Yeah, Rio water dirty. Where are? I guess the good thing about the Summer Olympics in LA is you can surf pretty close by. They don't have to go to fucking Tahiti.
Well, and they've proven in California that they can clean everything up in a blink of an eye if they want to.
They can.
But that's Friday.
Yeah, look, I think they're gonna do surfing at Long Beach. Yeah, it's gonna look cool. It's gonna look really cool. But yeah, I'm not watching the opening ceremonies. I'm just not gonna watch it. You can't pay me to watch the LA opening ceremonies.
Oh, that's going to be beyond paused.
Yeah. Looking at the list of sports here. I'm not-
You thought Paris
Oh.
was bad?
Karate
Oh,
for
boy.
one games.
Mm,
Damn, water motorsports was a thing for 1 year.
oh, okay. Here we go. So yeah, in 2022, they shortlisted 9 proposed sports: baseball, breakdance. So breakdance isn't like a core Olympic sport. I think they just do it if the host country has a history of it or whatever. Cricket, which that's interesting. I was actually just thinking about that. Like that's, you want to talk about a game that you watch and you have no fucking idea what the rules are, but it's interesting. Cricket. Flag football, yeah, flag football. Okay, that could be interesting. Karate, kickboxing, lacrosse.
Baseball, of course, is a cricket derivative.
That is true. Yes. Squash and then motorsport. No shit. Hell, we gonna get a little NASCAR? Let's go, baby. All right. Well, that was that. That was a good show. We're gonna let Devin go to sleep. What did we learn on the show tonight, boys?
There's a lot more sports involved in the Olympics than I thought there was, and I still don't care about most of them. But
Man, you gotta get into sports, man. It's good. It's fun.
well,
Yeah.
well,
Tony, what did you learn?
What did I learn? I learned that BMX is apparently at the Olympics now.
Okay. Tim, what did you learn?
I thought you and I were going to disagree a lot more on these rankings.
Really?
I was a little surprised that we were mostly lockstep.
No, I mean we're pretty big sports dudes, so.
Cycling being the complete difference, like total,
and that's
total cycling.
That's
Total
what
cycling,
that's what I learned is that you're all plebeians who don't have appreciation for real sports like cycling. So
You know my history with bicycles.
do I?
Well, I busted the whole top half of my teeth
I don't.
in a bike wreck. I'm pretty sure I've told you that.
Okay.
A lot of cosmetic dentistry required to fix that shit.
Well, hey, you do have some nice pearls in there. So
Paid almost $30,000 for them bitches.
shit, they better. All right. Well, we'll be back Friday, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Fuck it. Bye.
Good night.